Assalamu alaikum students, welcome to the mathematics class. Today is our 9th lecture in which we'll continue with our previous chapter, that is pictograms and bar charts with scales. So please open page number 101 of your book and open section B of this chapter. So first of all, let's just revise what we learned in the previous section. We learned about pictograms, and we learned about frequency tables, and we learned about tally charts. Okay, we have done all that in the previous section. So today we'll learn about bar charts. Okay, all these are actually ways to present data. Okay, these all are actually ways to handle your data and to present data in different manners. So here you can see we have a bar chart. We have already learned what is a bar chart in our previous class, that was grade 4. In grade 3 we have learned about bar charts. So you can see here, this is basically a bar chart that is somehow upside, it's actually lying down, it's horizontal. You can see the bars are not vertical, they are horizontal. Okay, so the pattern might be different. The bars might be standing vertically, or they might be standing horizontally. So we have the data present here. Whenever the bars are actually standing vertically, the real data would be here. Okay, and whenever the bars are standing horizontally, the data would be present here. And the frequency, this is the frequency. Okay, this is the frequency. Frequency can be anything. Here the bar chart below is showing the number of fruits present in a box. So the frequency given here is actually the number of fruits. Okay, so we have grapes. How many grapes are there? You can check it out by these lines. There are 9 grapes. And how many apples are there? There are 7 apples. How many peaches are there? There are 3 peaches. And how many bananas are there? 5 bananas. Okay, fine. So part A is saying how many grapes and apples are there altogether. If you remember, when we were doing pictogram, it was a must to look at the key, and the key is always there in the pictogram, but the bar chart is not having any kind of key. No, a bar chart is not at all complicated. You just have the data in front of you in the form of the bars, and you just need to check out what particular frequency every single data is presenting. Okay, so how many grapes and apples are there? Let's check out how many grapes are there. There are 9 grapes and there are 7 apples. That means altogether means you need to plus. So what is 9 plus 7? 9 plus 7? 9 plus 7 is 16. There are 16 grapes and apples altogether. Part B is, what is the difference between the number of bananas and peaches? Difference means minus. I told you this thing before, difference means minus. You need to find the difference between the number of bananas and peaches. Bananas are 5 and peaches are 3. So what is 5 minus 3? 5 minus 3 equals 2. The difference between the number of bananas and peaches is 2. How many more apples are there than peaches? Okay, so how many more? Whenever the question says how many more or how many fewer or how much fewer, you need to minus. You are supposed to compare the two things. You need to find out the difference. So apples minus peaches, apples are 7 and how many peaches? 3 peaches. So 7 minus 3 is 4. There are 4 more apples than peaches. So always make sure that you are actually tracking out the right frequency of every single data. It would be much more easier if you write the frequency in front of every single bar or in the top of every single bar, so that whenever you are solving the questions, you can simply check out the numbers directly. Okay, so whatever bars are there, just note down the frequency at the top of every single bar, so that when you are solving the questions, you can directly write the numbers instead of checking them at that time. Question number 2 is, look at the number of people participating in the given sports games. So look at these this is the main question. Okay, look at the number of people participating in the given sports games. So here you have the table. The table is already provided in the question. You have the names of sports games: swimming, skating, tennis, baseball, and aerobics. You have the number of people participating in them, and here you have to complete the bar chart. Okay, now you have to make the bars yourself. Fine, you have to make the bars yourself. In this case, you have to be very sure that you're using a ruler or a scale, and you have to be very sure that your work is neat and clean. If your bars are somehow distorted or they are not made correctly, then obviously you will lose marks in your exams. So the most important thing to note down here is that you can see the cleanliness and the neatness of this work. So you have to make sure you are doing the same in your copy or in your exams. So let's check out. Here you have 45 number of people doing the swimming. Okay, so the data is we have vertical bars here, and the data is present here. So obviously the frequency would be mentioned on this side. The number of people are present here. So how many people are participating in the swimming? 45. You can see 40 is here, 50 is here. So where would 45 lie? 45 would lie somehow in the between, in the center of 40 and 45. 45 comes in the middle, right? 45 is the middle number between 40 and 50. So I would make the bar somehow like this, so that its stop is stopping at 45. Okay, so I would actually make the bar like this. Now how many people are participating in skating? 60. So 60 is right here. I would stop the bar at 60, and I would use a ruler to draw perfect bars. Tennis is 30, so I'm going to draw here. Baseball is 85. Now 85 is the middle number between 80 and 90, so I'm going to make it in the center. And aerobics is 75. This should be between 70 and 80, because 75 is the middle number between 70 and 80, so I have made it here. Just for your ease, you can always draw dotted lines, just like you used to do in your previous class. Draw dotted lines so that you are sure that you are drawing it correctly. In case if you have drawn the bar somehow at 71 or 72 or at 79 instead of 75, so you are obviously going to lose marks. Okay, so you can draw dotted lines exactly here at the point of 75. Draw dotted lines using a ruler, and then you can track where 75 is lying here. Same goes with 85 and 45 here. Draw dotted lines for your own ease. And you can notice one thing, that all the bars are having same widths. That means the thickness of all the bars is the same. This bar is same as this bar is, all the bars are having the same thickness. All the bars are having the same width. Okay, so you have to notice this thing as well. The lengths may be different, but the widths are the same. Okay, using the same bar chart, I have made some questions. Let's check them out. How many more people participated in skating than in tennis? Many more. How many more means minus. Skating is 60 and tennis is 30. So 60 minus 30 is 30. 30 more people participated in skating than tennis. Part B is how many fewer people participated in aerobics than in swimming. How many fewer means, again you need to minus. Aerobics is 75 and swimming is 45. So what is 75 minus 45? 30 again. So 30 fewer people participated in swimming than in aerobics. It's time to solve book exercise. Open page number 103, and you need to solve 103, 104 and 105. The pages may seem too much, but every single page is having one single question, so there are only 3 to 4 questions. You can always solve them. Still, you face any problem, you can ask me in the Google Classroom whenever we have a meeting there. In case of any difficulty or any query, you can always ask me in the class. but make sure you're solving these questions because they are really very much necessary so that you can actually revise what we have just learned in the lecture. Okay, till then, meet you in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.